The following matchup is presented and played with Hockey Blast Express, a product of Play Games LLC, copyright 2023, all rights reserved. Welcome back to the channel, everybody, as we get set for Game 6 of this time frame matchup between the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 2011-2012 Winnipeg Jets. With 2 minutes and 49 seconds left on the clock, this will end up being the final game of this time frame matchup between these two teams. For now, if another Winnipeg team does land on the wheel, we will then play out some more with more of the Winnipeg Jets for next time frame, depending on if they land on the wheel. If another Winnipeg team does land on the wheel. With that being said, Michel Laraque will be in net for the Habs. Ondrej Pavelec will be in net for the Jets. And let's set the stakes. If the Jets win this game, this time frame will end up being another time frame tie, and it will be if my math is correct, the fourth time frame tie of this project. If the Habs win this game, then the Habs will win their 20th time frame, advancing their time frame record to 20 time frame wins, only 4 time frame losses, and 3 time frame ties. With that being said, let's jump into Game 6 and see what happens. With 2 minutes and 49 seconds left on the clock, whenever the clock hits 0, we will play out the rest of this game, and then that is going to be it for today. With that in mind, let's get right into Game 6. Will the clock operator please start the clock? And we're going to begin with a penalty check between players 1 and 4. That's Ladd and Nyrop. It looks like, Andrew Ladd's going to go to the box as Bill Nyrop is going to cruise on into Ondrej Pavelec, who needs to make a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop. He won't, and the Montreal Canadiens take a 1-0 lead on the power play, courtesy of Bill Nyrop. 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Reesborough will be 1. And I'm going to try here. Jimmy Roberts. I may be doing something stupid. But we will see what happens. So it'll be Nyrop from Reesborough and Roberts as the ice-breaking goal comes the way of Montreal, and it comes via the power play. We stay put in this segment with, a visitor scoring chance of a 34. Visitor player in 1, that is Yvonne Lambert. He creates a goal with a quality roll of star or a triangle. He does have star, but let's see if he does have that triangle. No, he doesn't. Even though he does not have the triangle, he does have star well enough to move in on Ondrej Pavelec to hopefully net a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop. And he will do so to keep this game right where it's at of 1-0 to give Pavelec's team a chance to come in, to get themselves on the board here in this one. Penalty check between players 3 and 1. That's Slater and Gainey. It looks like both guys have the same penalty rating of 0.5, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Home scoring chance of a 12, and it reads, visitor goalie must make play save. So Michel Laraque needs to net a 5 or a 6 with a dot, I should say. And he will do so. Nobody flips, and we will move on to the next segment. Quality check between anybody on the ice for the Jets against player number 3. That is Pete Mahavlich. We're looking for the quality of skill. So pick your poison between Kane, Little, and Oduya. We are going to have the red die decide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brian Little. So it's going to be right across both players in 3 for skill. And indeed, Little and Mahavlich do have skill. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. We start the second period with a quality check between both players in 5. The quality we're looking for is power. Both Bufflin and Bouchard have power, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between both players in 3. That's Lemaire and Stapleton. The quality we're looking for is smart. It looks like Jacques Lemaire will win this one as he does have smart, so he will be cruising in on Andre Pavlich to hopefully net a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop. And he will do so as this game remains a Montreal lead of 1-0 to keep the Jets in this one as we will move on to the next segment. Quality check between players 1 and 5. That's Evander Kane and John Van Boxmeer. The quality we're looking for is skill. It looks like Kane is going to win this one as he does have skill. So he's going to be moving in on Michel Larocque to hopefully net a 5 or a 6 with a dot to make the stop. And he will do so to keep it right at 1-0 for his team. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between player 1 for the Jets and anybody on the ice for the Habs. The quality we're looking for is smart. Tanner Glass is not going to win this one. So pick your poison between Bouchard, Wilson, and Lapointe. I do want to keep that power play circle star symbol out there, so it's between Bouchard and Wilson. Dot, it's Wilson. And it will be Bouchard. So Bouchard will skate on into Andre Pavlich to hopefully net a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop. And he will do so to keep this game right where it's at of 1-0 after 40 minutes of play here in game number 6. And again, we reset the we're going to reset this situation here for those of you just clicking on this video for the first time. The Jets win. This time frame ends in a tie at 3 games apiece. The Habs win. They will win the time frame 4 games to 2. We got ourselves a quality check between players. Excuse me. It'll be contested between players 3 and 1. That is Slater and Wilson. The quality we're looking for is hit. It looks like Jim Slater is going to win this one as he does have hits. So he's going to be moving in on Michel Larocque to hopefully net a 4 or 5 with a dot to make, a 5 or a 6 with a dot, I should say, because of the adjustments. And it will be saved by Michel Larocque. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between players 1 and 5. That's Ladd and Van Boxmeer. The quality we're looking for is smart. Andrew Ladd's going to win this one as he does have smart. So he's moving in on Michel Larocque to hopefully net a 5 or a 6 with a dot to make the stop. He does, and that is going to be it for that segment. And we will move on to the next one. Quality check again. This time it'll be between players 5 and 2. That's Enstrom and Tremblay. The quality we're looking for is star. Neither Tobias Enstrom or Mario Tremblay have smart, and we will move on to the next segment. We got a quality check. This time it'll be between players 3 and anybody on the ice for the Habs. Player number 3 is Brian Little. The quality and questioning we're looking for is skill. So it looks like it's down between Lambert, Lafleur, and Guy Lapointe. Let's have the red die decide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Key the point. So both players have skill. And folks, we are going to go to the empty net mini chart. Whoop. Let me, I clicked the button twice. So in all fairness, we will re-roll again. 3, roll a die. So if lower or equal to triangles, leading team must make a play save. So in this case here, we are going to look at the leading team here. So in this case, it's Montreal. Because right now we have, actually, we should be looking at the home team here because empty net. I don't know if I'm playing this right, but I'm going to say we need to roll a 4, a 1, 2, 3, or 4 in order for Larac to make a play save. He will do so. So Larac needs to make a play save. So either way, we roll within either 2 for the Jets or 4 for the Habs. If I'm playing this right, so it's going to be a play save for Michel Larac. A chance to make a play save, I should say, to hopefully end this game with a 1-0 score. Otherwise, this game's going to go to overtime. A 6 with a blank will do it. The game is over. Stop the clock as Michel Larac makes the play save. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Habs will take their 20th time frame victory of this project, winning this time frame over the Winnipeg Jets of 2011-2012 by a final time frame matchup score of 4-2 as they win it here in game number 6 via a shutout. They kept the Jets scoreless at home for the first time in this project here by a final score of 1-0. Well, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to today's action between the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 2011-2012 Winnipeg Jets. If you like what you saw, a like is very much appreciated. A comment is also optional. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments section below. And if you would like to order yourself a copy of Hockey Blast Express, I left the link down below in the description box, as well as you can also roam around the Play website to see what kind of products they have if you just want to check things out, if you don't want to order yourself a copy of the game. With that being said, if you hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, day, or wherever you may be watching this. Stay tuned for the Biddy Beer game summary for Game 6 coming up next, as well as the time frame summary presented by your favorite Biddy Beer products. And also as I mentioned before, the final spin of the wheel for this project. And yes, we are going to be trimming this time frame project down to 28 time frame matchups. So next time that we meet will be the final time frame matchup of this project, as I would like to get other projects out on the tabletop. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. And once again, the final score for Game 6 and for this time frame matchup, the 76-77 Habs will take another time frame, their 20th time frame victory of this project, winning it over the Winnipeg Jets by a final of 1-0 here in Game 6, and in the time frame, winning it 4-2. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's time frame matchup between the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 2011-2012 Winnipeg Jets. We look forward to bringing you future time frame matchups throughout the 2024-25 National Hockey League's regular season whenever games are being played. Well, it's that time once again where we figure out to see who will play the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens up next in this Gauntlet Challenge project. We have featured so many great teams in so many great time frame matchups throughout this 24-25 National Hockey League season. But unfortunately, with the season almost coming to a close, I'm afraid that this will be the final time frame matchup for this project. Even though I said 52, I'm going to have to cut it down to at least 28 time frame matchups. Even though we have already said, even though I said 52, but what I've decided to do was to shorten it to about 27 as um, an executive decision was made. So that way I can get other stuff on the tabletop to um, get situated and all that, as well as the start of the Hockey Blast Express Hour that is to be coming up shortly here on my channel. That will be debuting in October of this year, as well as other projects, including the History Maker Baseball Express Hour for the for History Maker Baseball Express, debuting in March, I would say around late March of 2026, and the second season um, um, Express Hour will debut sometime in the fall of either 27 or 2028. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in to today's time frame matchup between the 2011-2012 Winnipeg Jets and the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens. So without further delay, let's find out who the final team will be to take on the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens. Please direct your attention to the Bitty Beer Team Selector Wheel presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. If you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer. For the final team, the wheel selected. Oh, the 1992-93 Winnipeg Jets. So the Jets will close out this 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens Gauntlet Challenge project. But between the 92-93 Jets and the 76-77 Habs, who is going to be the home team to start off the final time frame matchup of this project? With that being said, please direct your attention to the Doc Cola Team Selector Wheel presented by Doc Cola, the official cola drink of the Play Games community and of the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens Gauntlet Challenge Project. And it looks like the 76-77 Habs will close it out as the home team for this final time frame matchup. So once again, if you have been with us from day one of this project, thank you so much for tuning in to all of the time frame matchups. And once again, the 92-93 Winnipeg Jets as an executive decision, as I want to try to get more stuff on the tabletop, or excuse me, on my tabletop here at my headquarters for here at home base. And I am really, really thrilled with this project. Like, if I had to do it all over again, I would be um, taping so many more games. But as an executive decision, it was weighing heavily on me. So I told myself, trim it down just a little bit, and we will move on with other projects. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in to the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens Gauntlet Challenge. This matchup between the 1992-93 Winnipeg Jets will be the final time frame matchup of the project. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in to today's action, and we look forward to showcasing the project finale of this Gauntlet Challenge project between the 1992-93 Winnipeg Jets and the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens.